everybody. So it's been a little over a week. I had to wait on some parts to come in. The power steering pump, I didn't want to go with the refurbished option. I wanted to go with the new one, but the parts supply store had to order it. So I figured if I was going to order one, I was going to order a top quality one. I got the OEM version, the Hitachi brand from Rock Auto. One thing that really drove my decision to get this new one was this one comes with the bracket and the pulley and this filler piece right here with these brass connections already installed. The low pressure, I believe, port for the hose. On a refurb, you have to take all this stuff off of your old pump and put it on the new pump you buy. And for me, that was just going to create more opportunities to possibly mess up the reinstallation of any one of these components. And I wanted this stuff to come all in one, all brand new, and this was it. It is a little more pricey. The brand new ones from the parts store were $200, but they didn't come with the pulley. So for just a little bit more, I got everything on here brand new. I don't have to move anything over. This has been so difficult to reach. I only want to do this once. So I'm going to spend a little more money up front so that hopefully I never have to take this off again. I got the high pressure line in. I'm going to mount this, connect the high pressure lines, and then after that, hopefully get this thing buttoned up. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start putting it in by placing this back up inside and threading this top bolt through to get it to mount. Again, it's a real tight fit in there, so just have to be patient and work this in. I'm having some trouble getting this to slot back in. The clearance looks the same as the other one, but what I'm doing is taking some sandpaper and just smoothing this lip right here. The bracket where this fits in is just really tight, so I'm just trying to take a little bit of that edge off so that it'll fit in and I can slide the bolt through. Okay, new power steering pump, looking good. It took quite a bit of work to get that in, so don't get discouraged. The sanding really helped. The bolt is fed in from the back, but it's not tight yet because I still need the play to work the belt back on, and then I'm going to use the play also to install the high pressure line here with the banjo bolt. Make sure you replace your brass washers before you put that on, and then once we get that done, we'll work on the tension assembly to get the belt tight. Here's how we're looking. There's the hose, banjo bolt. Now I drew some lines on there with a Sharpie. See them? Because this, this bolt has a hole in it, and I wanted it to line up with the holes that were in this line. So that looks pretty good. Again, that's a 24 millimeter. I'm using this socket. I had to bend this heat shield out of the way, come underneath this line, and then hit it this way. And it's, it's real tight. It's hitting this thing, it's hitting this thing over here, it's hitting the line, but it's pretty snug, so that's how I got it. Here's the bolts for the tension setup. I cleaned these with some brake cleaner and WD-40. Should get them prepped. So here's a good angle of the assembly. There it is. Kind of a goofy setup. You only have so much room because this bolt has notches on it, so that stays there. And then you get this one in, and then this adjusts up and down to move the pump up and down to place tension. So I'm gonna get that all snugged in and tighten up the belt. see if I bend this hose back. See it? Closed, you can't tell, but when you expand it, yeah, see it? Boom. So it kind of begs the question, was my power steering pump even leaking? Or was this thing just leaking out of here and dripping all over everything, making it look like I had a leak worse than it was? I can't tell. Am I going to put the old parts back on? No. I've come this far. I've taken everything off. I don't want to risk putting the old stuff back in and that being a leak also. So, but you got a power steering leak, replace this first. Degrease everything and then check. This is a cheaper hose. I think this hose is less than $30. I got to order one now. But if you got a power steering leak, start with this hose that goes straight to the reservoir. Clean everything up and then check for leaks after that. This would be your cheapest check. But right here, bend that open, and I'm pretty sure that's attributing to my leaks. Dang it, Altima. So I might have potentially spent a lot more money than I needed to. But like I said, basically, high pressure line, this line, and new power steering pump. This thing should not leak from anywhere. So here we go. I gotta find more parts again, and let's keep going. I'll reconnect the rest of the lines and then buy a new hose for this guy too. Hey, what's up? So it's been about a week. I got the parts in the mail. Got the new power steering suction hose right here. Looks great. And some power steering fluid from the dealer. So all that's left is to install the new hose, fill it up with fluid, and check for leaks. After threading the hose through, just connect it to the power steering reservoir. Make sure your hose routes along the back, down, away from the power steering pump, not over the top of it. Yeah, it sucked that fluid up real quick. After starting it up, I had to run over here and check the reservoir. It pretty much emptied it out. I filled it up to the cold max line. I probably should have overfilled it, considering I didn't have any help checking to make sure it didn't empty out. No problem though, just added some more power steering fluid in and let it churn for a few minutes, checked underneath, everything looks great. So I'm gonna call it good. It took about almost 2 bottles of this. This is a 12-ounce bottle. I ordered 3 bottles because I wasn't sure, but there you go, you only need 2. So that's it. I'm glad to call this one done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the axle back in. Don't worry, I'm making another video for that just in case anyone needs to take out or install the axle separately. They don't have to watch this whole video. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.